Not too bad of a day here in central Iowa. It is, I don't know what the temperature is. It's cool, but the wind isn't blowing. Really not too bad. Let's get to work. So I took a day or so off here, been a little under the weather. I'm gonna get these, of course. Gonna get these axle pivot bushings pressed in, replaced, done. And then gonna get to work on these coil buckets. Those new coil buckets should be, well, they aren't brand new, they're new to me. New, used. We'll talk more about that in the next video, I believe. But we'll work on getting these taken off and new ones put on, along with these springs here, which, like I said in my last video, these will level the truck out. They'll lift the front end up about 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna take a look here at where I left off the other night and at least get this one bushing pressed in. I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, I got this side all put back together. Which, I don't know if you can see in there, not very good really. The pivot bushing, it's all back in, bolts back in, everything's back in. I just got the driver's side unbolted. Of course the heater's gonna come on. Just got the driver's side unbolted. You can see back, right back in there. Ow, Jess. Get this heater turned off. So gonna get under there, gonna bend that little flange in, knock the bushing out, get the new bushing in. Should be a done deal. All right, so I got, well, now I have the driver's side bushing out, or passenger side arm, whatever you want to call it. Not sure if you can even see it. It's up under there. That one was being a little stubborn, didn't want to come out very bad, but in the end, I won. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna get the new one in there. I can't really get on the front face of it very good, but I'll figure something out. Well, it's the next day. I just had to quit yesterday. Got back at it today, and I totally destroyed the bushing over on the driver's side. So I had an energy suspension kit with polyurethane bushings. Tried putting that in, it didn't want to go in either. So I've got them sitting in the freezer. Gonna cool them off for a couple hours at least and see if we can't get this back in the truck. Got the sway bar removed. Just been one of those things that has been fighting me the whole way. Well, it's been a long week. Didn't really get a lot accomplished yesterday. Not sure if I mentioned or not, I did get the bushings in. It's a pain in the butt with the axle in the truck. It can be done, but it kind of sucks. Beautiful day out today. It's almost 50 degrees right now, about 10 o'clock in the morning. Got me some garbage burning. Very light wind, pretty warm temperature, sun's out. May even open the shop door today. I did get something yesterday via UPS. And where did I put them? I have a guy out in Virginia, Hunter Collins is his name. I'm gonna link his information down below if you're interested. He has several of these old trucks and access to rust-free parts, or mostly rust-free parts. And we struck a deal where he's gonna supply me some parts. And a couple of parts that he got me are new coil buckets. This one hasn't been painted. I did paint that one. And these came off of a truck that I believe had 300,000 miles or something like that on it. So 300,000 miles, 130,000 miles. Now I'm not saying all trucks around here with 130,000 miles look like that. I think my green truck had like 260,000 on it when I redid it, and its buckets weren't that bad. But I did sand this one down and got it all painted up last night. May need to touch up the back of it, I guess. Right there. Then I'm gonna sand this one down, prime paint, and then we'll come over here and knock these rivets out of this one, get the brake line taken off, get this old piece of crap off of here, and I'm gonna have to do a little cutting right there, it looks like. Don't know what the frame may look like behind that coil bucket. It may not be pretty, and if it's not, this truck's probably. Now last night I did go over this with a wire wheel and also a sanding disc, real light, just to scuff up the paint that's on it. Just gonna primer over the top of that, repaint it. So I got that one all painted up, let that dry, and I cut that welded spot, and in doing so, also discovered got a little issue with the frame. Rotted out right there, and wouldn't be surprised if back behind here it's also rotted out. And we'll discuss that here in a little bit. I'm gonna get that coil bucket off of there, see what else is behind there. So I actually managed to get the brake line disconnected back here. There doesn't seem to be a horseshoe clip on there. So I don't know if that's been removed before or what, but it did come apart back there. Now I just need to grind these 4 rivets out, pop the heads of those off, get this piece of crap out of here, and see what we have back behind here. Well, I got that coil bucket off. Not looking too good. I don't know what all was going on here. There's stuff welded on here. There's that piece, and it was welded onto the frame down here. Another chunk of metal back in here. Somebody really cobbled that thing together. And then over here on the truck, we've got a little bit of frame rot going on. It seems to be pretty solid, except probably right, I don't know, probably all around in here. That doesn't look too good right there. What do you need, Jess? So, that's pretty thin right there. Imagine this back in here. Quit licking my hand. I imagine, Jesse, imagine this back in here. That might be getting thin too, I'm not sure. Don't know what the other side looks like, don't have that side off yet. But I think this may just close the chapter on the project truck. I may try to sell it, just get what I can out of it. If anybody would even want to buy it. I mean, it still will run, it'll drive. Even though it has a little frame issue right there, I imagine it would run for quite a while and not have any big problems. Would probably be fine for just running around, you know, around home here, farm to farm, and running into town and stuff like that. Kind of a beater truck. I don't know, haven't made any final decisions on that, but it's been something I've kind of been thinking about the last few days. It just seems like this truck needs everything. Plug that light. I think it throws my camera off on the lighting a little bit. But it just seems like this truck needs everything. I mean, the engine has an issue with the number 5 cylinder, with the compression going up and down all the time. It does seem to drive down the road okay, but with the engine issue, frame rot, at least there may be more. Haven't seen any. Might be some on the other side, but I mean, both fenders need replaced, the hood needs replaced, both doors, cab corners, rockers. Something has to be done with the bed, not to mention inside the bed. Wheel wells are both rusted out on the inside. The floor is actually okay. Rear window needs new weather seal stuff on it. Needs a new tailgate. Front bumper's tweaked, although I might be able to halfway fix that. It just needs everything. I mean, the interior really isn't too bad. But everything else, she just needs a lot of work. And to fix it up, to get it where it needs to be, I don't know that it's worth it. I don't think you can get your money back out of it. One other thing that I noticed, and I thought it was okay, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to see. The radiator support is rusted out down on the bottom over on this side. Not where they usually rust out. It's out towards the edge a little farther. So like I said, just seems like everything needs replaced. The driver's side floor pan needs fixed. It's got a big hole in it. So I think it might just be in my best interest to unload this truck, or at a minimum just use it for a runaround beater truck or even a parts truck. Kind of sad being that this truck only has 130,000 miles on it. Doesn't appear it's been taken care of very well. At least not. Having trouble there, Jess? At least for quite a while. So I need to go or order or something. I need to get 2 new brake hoses. This one, you can't even see the clips. I don't know what's going on here. It's almost like they welded this on or something. But that hose needs replaced, and then the one over on this side, which I wish I had a light, but it needs replaced. It's coming apart. I don't know if you can see. It's coming apart up there. And it's just little things like that you don't really expect. They end up nickel and diming you to death. And I'm sure I'll see down in the comments about the frame rot there, how that could be welded up and all this and that. And I know it could. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't think. It's just one thing after another. And like I said, this truck just seems to need everything. And now with frame rot, engine not running quite right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish up on the other side. I have to remove that bucket. Need to grind that little chunk of metal off of the frame. Then get the new buckets up in there. I kind of don't think now that I'm going to put these springs in it. I'll probably just put the old ones back in it. Order some new brake hoses, get them put on. Before I go, don't forget about the license plate wall or anything else that you'd like to send to the Fox shop. Address is in the description below. Also, don't forget, if you need some parts like coil buckets, mounting brackets, anything like that, anything for the old OBS trucks, I'm going to leave a link to Hunter Collins. His information will be down in the description below as well. His email is there. Send him an email on what you need and see if he can't work a deal out. So I'm not sure how this video is going. It's been recorded over like 3 days, I think. Like I said earlier, I haven't been feeling real good all week, and I've just been having a hard time getting much of anything done. We'll get back in the swing of things here and figure out what direction we're going to take. But for now, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.